Dr. Ramanan sir, Honorary Treasurer, Dr. Gangaram, Honorary Editor, Dr. Shahul Amin, South Zone Representative Vishal Indla, the senior members and colleagues, their friends, students, and delegates from different groups. On behalf of Indian Psychiatrist Society South Zone Branch and Samanvi Committee, I extend warm welcome to today's the grand evening of first of this kind. Our IPS South Zone is conducting the Women's Day, International Women's Day being observed, in which I welcome you all for this grand evening. First, I would like to welcome our President, IPS South Zone, Ramakrishnan sir, to preside over the today's function. And I welcome Dr. Radhika Reddy, the Chairman of Women Empowerment Committee, named Samanvi, and the Chief Guest of today's function, the National President, Dr. Gautam Saha, is, in spite of his busy schedule, he readily consented to be the Chief Guest of today's function, but he is parallelly is attending the program at the Kolkata West Zone branch. Similar function is being organized and other zones also being conducted today. So he will join today, it's a bit late. I will have a honor with our President-elect of Indian Psychiatrist Society, or my mentor, teacher, guru, Dr. N.N. Raju. He is be the guest of honor. In spite of his busy schedule, he is also attending the other zonal functions. He spared us time. He needs no introduction. He is an eloquent speaker. He is gracing this occasion. Thank you, sir. I welcome you for today's function. And today's the most important the event of today's first function, the felicitation of on behalf of IPS South Zone as a token of gratitude for his relentless service to the mentally ill patients, Dr. Sarada Menon Madam, the first woman psychiatrist of India and Padma Bhushan awardee and founder director of SCAR Foundation. She is a legendary personality. We are proud with his as with his contemporaries, and is an ideal psychiatrist and a role model for all of us. I welcome you, madam, for today's gracing this occasion. And we give us an honor to felicitate you. Thank you, madam, for gracing this occasion. An important function, an important VIP today's. Another guest lecture by Madam Deepika Suri, the Inspector General of Police, against women. She is from Madhya Pradesh. She is gracious enough to consent to give a lecture on today's cyber crime and women against the crimes, the need of the hour. She enlightened us the various aspects of this Women's Day on this topic. I hearty welcome, Madam Deepika Suri, Madam, and I welcome Dr. Tara, the co-founder and vice chairman, SCAR Foundation, Chennai, for consenting for chairing the today's program. Thank you, madam. I wish you hearty welcome for all the delegates for today's the women who are conducting having this function. We are first time in this history of IPS South Zone we are conducting. I welcome you all for this grand evening. Now I request our president sir, Dr. Ramakrishnan sir, to preside over the today's function for further proceedings. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Suresh Kumar. It is a privilege to be part of this wonderful day, International Women's Day celebration. To highlight of the day is honoring our Padma Bhushan awardee, Avayar of Psychiatry, Professor Sarada Menon. Before going to that, I request Dr. Radhika Reddy to talk a few words about women's empowerment and about the activities. Thank you. Over to Dr. Radhika Reddy.
Thank you, sir. A warm welcome on behalf of Samanvi Women Empowerment Committee of South Zone for all the delegates and all the main guests of the evening. Dr. Sharda Menon, madam, please take our honors. And then Dr. Deepika Shuri and Dr. Tara and all the delegates. A warm welcome from our side. So this is the first of the kind having a women empowerment committee for South Zone. And the next important thing is, another thing is celebrating Women's Day, International Women's Day. So this year's theme is choose to challenge. So we choose to challenge. So women in leadership in this pandemic era. So what all the leaders already in our specialty, psychiatry, women leaders, we want to remember all of them, and especially Dr. Sharda Menon, madam. At this age, still madam is working, and she is an inspiration to all of us. And we'll be proud to say that women psychiatrists are increasing day by day, and with almost, I think, they are more than 400 in number in IPS who are fellows. And coming to this today's program, we will be very much honored to do the felicitation to our beloved Madam Padma Bhushan, Dr. Sharda Menon Garu. And then we'll have a lecture on cybercrime by Deepika Suri. Actually, we have chosen this kind of topics other than psychiatry in this Women Empowerment Committee meetings. Once in 2 months we are conducting, and we want to have all social aspects and problems day to day the patient, common people are facing, and we need to know as a psychiatrist what is going on in and around us. So that is the reason we have conducted a program on trafficking and sexual offense and violence, etc. And today we have chosen the cybercrime. So we welcome once again all of you for this evening, and a fabulous one. And I guess definitely you will be having a good year and feast. Thank you, one and all. So I welcome again Dr. Ramakrishnan sir, our President South Zone, to take over the ceremony. So now the felicitation program by Dr. Ramakrishnan sir, who has been there along with our Samanvi team member Dr. Indumati. Both are there with Madam Sharda Menon, madam, and they would like to proceed with the function. Thank you, sir. Ramakrishnan, sir.
We are talking about women's empowerment, and we are celebrating Women's Day. What better a day could be other than honoring our Madam Professor Sharda Menon? The theme here is choose to challenge. That is the theme of this year. Who better personifies this theme? Professor Sharda Menon. She is born to a family. She is the last of the 8 children. Got educated, got her MBBS degree from Madras Medical College, then did medicine, and then switched over to psychiatry and became the first woman psychiatrist of India. Who else is the better person than her today? And I am very happy that Tamil Nadu, fortunately, is iconic in so many ways, especially in women empowerment, whatever you call. CMC Vellore was started by Ida Shudar in 1900. Then Muthulakshmi Reddy, who started this Adyar Cancer Institute. She is the first medical doctor, women doctor of India. Then she was followed by her mentored Dr. Shanta Madam. Now his son is doing that. And apart from that, if you come to psychiatry, it is none other than Professor Sharda Madam. See, last meeting, again, I was talking about Gandhi's words. Mere Jeevan eva mere sandesh. My life is my message. Who better can be than Professor Sharda Menon? She lived through psychiatry. More than psychiatry, she lived through rehabilitation. That is very important. Nowadays, psychiatrists, many of the psychiatrists, they don't have exposure to rehabilitation. Only people with passion and compassion and love towards mentally ill people only can do that. And it was rehabilitation in India, I can say, started with a lady, Dr. Sarada Menon. She was the first woman superintendent of IMH, and I had given in the invitation itself a small details about Madam. When she entered IMH, it was 2,800 persons were there, overloaded, and she managed to start the first daycare hospital, which other people would not have thought about it. Nowadays, daycare, chemotherapy has come, daycare, eye surgery has come, and so many daycares has come. But those days, 1960s, can you imagine daycare hospital, where she will admit for one day, diagnose, prescribe medicines, and then educate the family and send them back, so that the rate of admission and the overcrowding can be avoided. So many initiatives. She is the first one to start rehabilitation unit and started the first OP clinic. Outpatient clinic was first started in Tamil Nadu during her period. And postgraduate psychiatry degree was started. Everything was first, and it was nothing more than divine, I would say. It is a divine work that she had done all these years. And after her retirement, again, she started this SCARF Research Foundation. See, every day she lives with rehabilitation. And at this age, she keeps tab about all the rehabilitation activities in India. She knows what is happening about WPR, WAPR. She always asks, who are all members of WAPR? Are you attending? Are you doing this? All these things. And she will ask about CRSR, NAMBI, and other people who are always engaged in rehabilitation activities like that. So it is nice of that today we could honor her. And I am very excited that this day is celebrated throughout India, and now more than 600 people have registered, and people are pouring in to witness this rare function. And I'm happy that Dr. Gautam Saha and Dr. Raju both have accepted to preside over the honoring ceremony of Madam. Both of them are, Saha is into 3 or 4 programs, and yet he told that he will join. And on behalf of Saha and IPS, South Zone, IPS, National Zone, we are felicitating. And now India stands among the world psychiatric rehabilitation because of the involvement and initiation of Dr. Sharda Menon. But honoring and empowerment is not new to me. To be on the personal side, I used to tell my first acquaintance with the women empowerment dates back to my family, my father. My father, even in 1950s and 60s, used to empower my mother to take over all responsibilities, and he will ask her to do social activities because he is into department, he cannot do all the work what she can do. And she is a very enterprising lady, even without education, with just SSLC degree. She used to be very active in social activities. They started a mandali, those time Sanskrit name Kamakshi Mandali. There were 35 members who were there, and my mother was the secretary. And monthly fees, monthly donation is 1 rupee. And you know who is the collector for the fund? Myself. I will go to all the 35 members family
Oh.
and I will collect 1 rupee. Sometimes the lady will tell, member will say, my husband is not there. Tomorrow you come, I will get you money. Next day I will go, mommy, mama vandacha, panatha kuduko. And auntie has your uncle has come, give me 1 rupee money. That I used to follow with my mother. So that is my earliest memory about empowerment. So all along, men had been supporting
Oh.
women. Only thing now it is getting exaggerated and other things made a big social issue and all. So all along, women had been protected by men and empowered to do that. But for her father's and her family's support, Madam could not have done this what she is doing now. The family's support is what I keep on telling. So with this, and I have to thank on this occasion, I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Gautam Saha and Dr. Raju for choosing me to be the chairperson of the task force for homeless mentally ill. Thank you, Dr. Sir. I will try to do my best. With these few words, I think we'll go for the felicitation. Sir, on behalf of Gautam Saha and Raju and other senior dignitaries, we are doing this function because it is a hybrid mode. We'll have 5 minutes of time for felicitation. Thank you. டேபிள கொஞ்சம் தள்ள முடியுமா? மைக் எங்கேயே இருக்கலாம். இதை மட்டும் அப்படியே தள்ள முடியுமா? Sally, you also join. Oh no, you join. This is a rare occasion.
Come here, Pa. Come.
Madam.
Thank you.
அப்படியே photo.
Never seen such a big one. Thank you, thank you.
It's our honor, ma'am.
God bless you all. Thank you very much.
உங்க செல்லு சார். சரிங்க சார். ஒரு நிமிஷம். ஒரே ஒரு நிமிஷம். ஓகே. அந்த இது எடுத்துக்கோ. ரைட். அப்புறம் முதல்ல வாங்கிக்கலாம். After this, wear the shawl and speak. Madam, is it okay, madam?
No, yes,
Is it
yes.
heavy? It's okay?
Yes, yes.
Yes. This is இதுல காமிக்கணும் க்ளோஸ் அப். On behalf of all the psychiatrists in India, on the occasion of Women's Day, to honor all women as a symbol of service and motherhood, we give this memento to our professor. This is on behalf of for all the women community, all women psychiatrists. She is a representative and she is an icon of women's in India. And just is given the name Avayar of Psychiatry.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much.
No.
The face is not visible, sir.
Sir?
Face is not- Okay, that's fine.
They are all proud of what we are doing. And it is all the blessings of Madam.
Ramakrishnan, if you don't get, who will get? I heard about your uh, center much later after it was opened. And I'm still angry with you for not inviting me when you started it.
Full Madam, I'll definitely fulfill Madam.
In my mind and heart, I look forward seeing it at least in my dreams.
No, Madam, you
So-
come.
definitely.
I'll take you, Madam.
Thank you.
இந்த ஷால் கொடுப்போம்.
Can I put it in this?
Madam, you cannot keep wearing the weight of garland. So it is a special shawl for her so that it is lighter and she can wear throughout the meeting.
Thank you, beautiful.
It is like a pope wearing this,
Yes.
I was reminded of that, so immediately I chose this.
Judge.
Not judge, madam.
கேமரா இங்க பாருங்க. இங்க பாருங்க.
Beautiful though.
Certificate. You can have this. It is very light,
I know.
And that's why I made it this.
Underneath the mud. Underneath the mud. It is there. The poacher. Okay. Lele.
I'll remove the garland.
Garden.
No problem. It's comfortable.
To all those who have registered for this meeting, Madam is going to give her autograph as a blessing. And to begin, she is giving the certificate to the Samanvi committee. It is a rare blessing which you can have throughout your life.
You can show it once.
Yeah, I will show. This is the certificate.
Oh, nice, sir. Very nice.
Which you have given to me also, madam. Nobody can this one also. That Indumati is receiving in the physically from the madam. Yes, she is Indumati. Dr. Selvi Kumari, daughter of Dr. C. Ramasubramaniam. She is very active here. She is present and she is also receiving physically. Yeah,
Thank you
what
so
to
much.
see.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Nice work. Very nice work.
Thank you. It is a rare occasion where we could honor our madam. Now I request our guest of honor, Dr. Raju, for his speech and also feliciting Professor Madam. So I invite Dr. Raju, sir.
Can I speak?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, good evening. I think it's indeed a golden opportunity and it is literally honoring ourselves by being present in the period where Professor Sharada Menon Madam, we can physically and also respectfully honor her. I think it is indeed, we are honoring ourselves, we are not honoring Professor Sharada Menon Madam today. We all know that she is the first psychiatrist in the country. And not only that, I think the pioneering work, I think nowadays SCARF is literally the representation of schizophrenia in the country. So the seeds for it, the entire build, I think organization was built up by her. We know that she chose this branch when most of us, I was just born. When she went to NIMHANS, I believe, All India Institute. And most of us, we were not born when she chose psychiatry. Even in the late 80s, when I chose psychiatry, people were very critical about it. But you can imagine, after doing MD General Medicine, she did go for psychiatry itself is, I think, amazing decision. And I think this is biggest fortune to the branch of psychiatry to have had such pioneering people, path breaking, path making, path showing. And I think they're all iconic to us. Madam, we bow to your feet. We appreciate your work. We try to emulate as much as, I know it is very difficult, impossible to emulate, but still we try to emulate as much as we can. And today, I think we are honoring her, perhaps to the best of my knowledge. She is the only Padma Bhushan in psychiatry, and at best I think of some few Padma Shris, but I think she has the one with the highest civil honor of the government, and we are again once again said we are proud about it. And as somebody representing the national IPS, we try to take advice, we try to emulate her work as much as we can. And it is indeed, we are, as I said, it is a very auspicious day for us, honoring such a legendary motherly figure, Madam Sharada Menon, today on International Women's Day. The theme being, as Dr. Ramakrishnan said, it is all literally challenging, and the challenge is something like what that makes it, makes our presence felt. And I once again thank IPS South Zone for taking such a beautiful program, for such a beautiful lead in conducting the day and starting the proceedings in such a, celebrative mood. I thank Dr. Ramakrishnan in particular for making the zonal activities so vibrant, and I'm sure he will help us, the national committees too, being the head of rehabilitation, honoring persons with mental illness. So I'm sure he will guide and also make the society more vibrant, more helpful, more, joining the mainstream of the mentally ill, joining the mainstream of the people. Once again, I thank for giving me the opportunity to participate in this function. Once again, I touch the feet of Dr. Sharada Menon for her blessings, not only to me, to the entire psychiatric fraternity of the country. Madam, your blessings will go a long way. Thank you very much, and I wish the function a grand success.
Thank you, Raju sir, for your kind words. And I'm here happy to say that 120 homeless mentally ill people under our care of Shantivanam have got the electoral card, and they are going to vote on April 5th.
Thank you. Thank you,
What other
Radha.
party, I don't know, but they are going to vote.
Thank you. So I think you're iconic. You're too iconic.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. See, being a woman, and again, who joined hands with Professor Madam in the 80s itself, who is associated with Madam for the past 40 golden years, who can be none other than Dr. Tara, who is the co-founder of SCARF, and again, she has made SCARF for what today is. And it is the right thing that Tara Madam felicitates her mentor and her guru and our guru, Avaya. We request Tara Madam. Tara Madam, are on the line?
Yeah, 1 minute, 1 minute.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes,
Yes, you can talk, Madam.
I can talk on Madam.
Yes, you have to talk. You are the one who are very near to her. Voice.
Unmute, madam.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was not informed about this, and therefore I'm not prepared. But one doesn't need any preparation to talk about Madam. Do you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I deem it a great privilege indeed to share some of my thoughts this evening. Of course, as all of you have said, she's been a role model to all of us. But what I must tell you is, the Madam I knew when she was in IMH was very different from the Madam in SCARF. Madam in IMH was a kind of terror. You know, everybody was so afraid of her. She was a strict disciplinarian, right? So people would be afraid to come to her room and speak to her. That is what I have been told. But the Madam in SCARF was more like a grandmother to everybody. So she was so gentle, so kind, so caring. And it's almost as if she was grateful to all of us for the kind of work that we were doing, not realizing that we enjoyed the work as much as she did, you know, and it was not doing her any favor, but she made it out as if we were doing her a great favor, and she was ever so appreciative of what we did. And the other thing is, if SCARF is what it is today, the kind of discipline that it has, it is because of the discipline that she had inculcated in us, whether it comes to keeping proper timing. All of you who have attended ICONS will know that we exactly start the sessions and go by the clock. We don't delay even for 5 minutes. People used to say, people living in Keel Park near mental hospital, you have told us that we set our clocks by looking at the time Madam's car passes by the road. So Madam's car will pass by the road exactly at 7:55, and they knew that their clocks were right. So that was her penchant for keeping timing, and that is what we have been following in SCARF even now. And as I said, the extreme care for patients, even at this age, I know that she's thinking of so many patients
She called some of our psychiatrists and asked them about patients. I think all these qualities, all of us have tried to imbibe knowingly or unknowingly. And that is why SCARF is what it is today. And I hope she's proud about the organization that she founded. On behalf of all of you and all of us, we wish her more good health in the years to come. And do you know that even now she reads a British Journal of Psychiatry and other journals? I tell my postgraduate students, what are you guys doing? Madam is reading journals at this age and you don't open a journal, you know? So that is her passion for knowledge as well, even at this age. And all of us wish her very well indeed. And thanks for this great opportunity, although it was totally unexpected.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for your words. Sir, Indian Raju, sir, are you online? Yes. Raju, sir.
He joined in another meeting, sir. He went to other meeting.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah.
On behalf of IPS South Zone and Samanvi,
Yeah.
madam is giving you this moment. So,
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much, madam. It is, I think this is the precious moment for me.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you, madam. I will definitely meet you when I am in Chennai, madam. Sure.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And another woman who is in IMH doing a lot of activities and socially empowered lady, Dr. Sabita Balasubramaniam. Dr. Sabita, you see there?
Kindly unmute and speak now.
Dr. Saha on the Java.
Still not come, sir.
Okay. Dialogue Murali.
Name, sir?
Murali.
I'm not able to
Dr. Sabita, please unmute yourself properly. Internet connectivity. Every time that's a problem. So, someone will have also.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Me, sir. Yes. Sir. Hello.
You can talk,
Are you able to hear me?
Yes,
sir.
ma'am. Yes, you are audible. So she is disconnected, sir.
Okay. Now another student. Again, woman student. People are very particular about the woman. Another woman student, very close and pet to Professor Sarla Menon, madam. And we are all very friendly and she is motherly to all of us. Dr. Jayantini, the first child psychiatrist in Tamil Nadu. Madam, please.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, very much, madam. Without mic, you are audible, madam.
Madam, good evening. I'm just bombarded with nostalgic memories about you. I first met you in February 1977 when I appeared for DPM and MD interviews. You told me you should have a strong foundation. You come and do senior house agency first in GH and then I will give you a seat. I told you I would like to, in that case, I would like to go and join MDOG, which was offered to me. You said there are thousands and thousands of logicians, but how many women psychiatrists are there? You called my husband and said, she is going to do only psychiatry. And then I know you are an astute clinician. The first case we presented, myself and Dr. Manohar of Canada, the case was referred from Institute of Neurology as nil neurological and probably depression. We prepared the case and came and presented to you. The first question you asked us was, did you check the gag reflex? We didn't. And it turned out to be suitable for palsy. Immediately you asked me to go and meet the then Superintendent Dr. Soumini and asked her to post me in neurology and medicine to give a strong basis. That is your clinical attitude. As Tara has said, we were told that you are a terror, you were equivalent to a tyrant in IMH, but in GH, we saw the softer side of you. You took us all, myself, Tara, Rajkumar, Manohar, everybody to Kerala at your own cost and entertained us. Till today, I remember that. But once I entered IMH, I knew what a taskmaster you were. For you, the patients are the first priority. I have seen so many times when we are distributing the diet, you will come and stand quietly behind us, watching what we were doing. And the disciplinarian, what kind of a disciplinarian I tell you now. Till today, every sheet of paper in my patients' notes, I write their name and number, which habit you have inculcated into us so that no sheet goes missing from the patient's case sheet. Even at 2 o'clock, if the patient comes, we have got to register and say a few words to them and ask them to come on the next day. That was your concern for the patients. We have learnt a lot from you. You are a towering personality. You are a disciplinarian. You are a mother figure to all of us. And you are synonymous with psychiatry in Tamil Nadu. And more than you, I have great regards for Mr. Sri Kumara Menon, your husband. I still remember you telling me once that whenever you used to travel with him in the train, he used to tell you that you should not read psychiatry at that time and should relax. You used to keep psychiatric books inside your prayer books and read. That was the type of commitment you had and the concern Mr. Sri Kumara Menon had for you. Whenever I think about you, I think about that gentleman. Madam, I don't have any other words to talk about you. I can go on talking for hours. You are a karma yogi. You are the only karma yogi whom I have met in my life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, madam. Thank you, thank you. The word karma yogi is very apt. I think there's no other word to describe her. And I remember her quoting in some paper, compassion and love are the languages which the blind can see, deaf can hear, and the mentally ill can understand. You are told what exactly you felt and what is true. Now I request Dr. Nivedita, one of the young psychiatrists, madam, from Andhra.
Hello, sir.
Sabita madam is online, sir.
Okay, okay. Dr. Sabita. Nivedita, next, yours. Next.
Okay. Sir.
Yes, madam.
Yes, sir. There was a connectivity issue, sir. Sir, first of all, I thank the organizers, sir. Are you able to hear?
Yes, you are audible. You are audible, ma'am.
Sorry, அவங்களை விட்டுருங்க. No, sorry.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
I thank the organizers of the Samanvi. Ramakrishnan for having given me this opportunity to facilitate Dr. Sir, I take this great privilege and pride, sir, in facilitating the senior most psychiatrist.
Sir, disconnect பண்ணிடுங்க. Now I call upon one of the young dynamic psychiatrist, woman psychiatrist again, Dr. Nivedita, to talk few words about madam. What you have learned, what you have observed.
Vanakkam, madam. This is only Tamil, I know. It is indeed a privilege to be able to talk a few words about Professor Dr. M. Sharada Menon, madam, on a platform like this. My heart is beating. Adola is a very famous Telugu song, and it has been really beating since I was told I have to do this. And I feel so small to be able to do this. It itself speaks about the stature of madam in the hearts of psychiatrists all over India. She is the first lady psychiatrist in India, founder of Schizophrenia Research Foundation, beautifully abbreviated as SCARF, in 1984, which is a WHO recognized organization. IMH Madras has seen a golden era in her service. Her magnificent body of work has flooded her with many awards, including the third highest civilian award, the Padma Bhushan, in 1992. All the senior psychiatrists have already spoken about the great body of work of madam. I would like to just add that it is very hard to be kind and simple, and that makes Dr. Sharada Menon, madam. I would end my talk quoting madam's favorite lines of Shakespeare. When somebody asked madam why she thought of establishing SCARF, she used these lines showing her love and compassion towards mentally ill. Things base and vile, holding no quantity. Love can transpose to form and dignity. Love looks not with eyes but with mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind. Madam, I have speechless and can only bow down to you. Thank you for inspiring us all. Thank you so much, madam.
நம்பி ஜாயின் பண்ணிருக்காரு. சாகா வரல.
Saga is not in the line, sir. It's not in the line.
Nambi? Okay. I request Prasad Rao, sir. Dr. Prasad Rao.
Hello. Yes, sir, it's an honor. It's an honor to be in this wonderful day where Madam Sharada Menon, I recall with great enthusiasm and a lot of flooding of memories. The first time we had is the conference done at Chennai in the year 1982 for schizophrenia for the first time. And I think it was 84, if I'm not wrong. And we had a wonderful academic session and also a love and warmth from Madam Sharada Menon. From that day onwards, I have literally become a fan. Wherever we met, we did interact. Of course, I visited many a conference. Madam, you are truly an icon. I listened during your lifetime, and you have done yeoman services for which the government of India did recognize with the wonderful national award. I'm privileged to be with you today and see, and may Lord Srinivasa give you a lot more energy to further enthuse all the psychiatrists across the country, and more so the women psychiatrists. And today I am proud to say that during my time as president, I did pass a rule that 2 women members should be in the National Council. Madam, you are one of the inspirer for that, along with Tara and all, for that particular move, and Lakshmi Vijay Kumar. Madam, we remember you all the time. May God bless you with a lot more energy and good health, and also service to humanity as long as you are. Thank you, madam.
Sir, now I request madam to give her blessings. She's not reaching. You can talk. She is so meticulous. Yesterday itself, she prepared whom to address, what to talk little, and all. Yesterday itself, she has prepared. Such a meticulous lady.
Distinguished guests of honor mentioned in the invitation. Dear Dr. Ramakrishnan, who is responsible for the beginning and end of all this, only the beginning. I have to continue work with him. So therefore, and all distinguished delegates who have probably gathered here this evening, a little delayed program, no doubt, but I am very, very happy to be with you all today at this age. You know, the best treatment for geriatric people is to mix with young people. I, in sitting in the 21st century, I am mixing with all those. I am from the 20th century, mixing with all those in the 21st. It delights me to see all these youngsters. But I must confess that one thing is, I just don't understand all the modern language that the youngsters talk. And I don't understand many of the advances made in different areas of science and sociology. Now, this International Day of Women, long ago in 1909, in America, they started the Day for Women working with garment makers because they were not paid sufficiently for their work. Subsequently, in 1911, a few other countries started the same thing. And in 1967, the United Nations decided to observe the 8th of March as the International Women's Day. Women must represent with all their diversities in the social, cultural, economic, and political scene of any country. That is the aim of the International Women's Day. Observe it and see that women come up to where they should be with men on all these various different types of situations. Right to vote, right to hold public offices, and no sex discrimination in all their work that we do. So let us see how far we are achieving this with respect to India. What is happening is, if you look at women in general, in India, we have achieved a lot. We've heard of so many people in different fields working against all difficulties to achieve something in that particular field. It's already been mentioned about Muklakshmi Reddy, about so many people like that. But if the others have not achieved this, it is because they have not been able to do it due to the culture to which they belong, which is specific in different states, even in a state, there are different cultures in different areas. The social aspects of a state decides whether a person can study, work, compete with men, and so on and so forth. Everywhere, even men used to think that they were the protectors of women. They had to look after the women while they went and earned their livelihood. Women were protected in that way. But if some women wanted to improve and educate themselves, they were prevented from doing so. And there the competition comes. You will find that when a woman is educated, she wants to do something, but there is always some hitch in the progress of her ambitions. Even my own case, when I passed the high school, I went into college. And college, you had the natural science subject in our intermediate, same thing as the +2 now. And after I passed that, my father straight away got me admission into higher studies in zoology in our Presidency College. Nothing else. All his friends, everybody he knew, would not allow him to think of medicine for me. With great difficulty, I achieved what I wanted, and I was joining the medical college. And would you believe it? When I had to meet the principal, and he asked me who I was, where I was, all these things. Finally, he says, "Why do you want medicine, ma? Go and get married." That is what the principal said. So that is responsible for women not coming up more. So, if you ask me, what have I felt about working women, women's duties to the rest of the community and so on? I will just give you an example of when I was in the mental hospital working there. This is in the 60s. We have a committee which goes into the admission and discharges of every patient. When we were considering the discharges, we found that there were 3 ladies, about 20-25, who were fully cured well, so to say, but nobody would take them home. As a matter of fact, I got a telephone call from one of my friends saying, "So and so is to be discharged today. Please see that she's not sent home because her own people have written her off. They are not, she's no longer with the family." And the 2 others also were similar. This made me feel very unhappy. And I said, how can these girls be here in this environment? They will relapse, they will degenerate, and this is the end of their life. I couldn't stand that. But where would I send them? So with great difficulty, I had some friends in the YWCA. So I called them and chatted with them. And we met the president of the YWCA and requested them to take 10 patients at least, treat them free food, accommodation. We will look after medication. We will look after the supervision. So they very, very great-minded, so social-minded. They took these 10 patients, gave them a 2-bedroom apartment, free accommodation and food. And I said, you can make them work, do what you like, see what you can do. Every week, my social worker used to go there, take the medicines required, talk to the patients. And if she found anyone was relapsing, she could bring the patient back and even admit if necessary. Today, that 2-bedroom apartment is a 2-floor building where there are residents who are staying there and going out to work. And they have got classes, training, nurses, typing, computer work, all tailoring, all kinds of work. They are trained in, and they are permitted, or we secure jobs for them, and they are happy. So that was my first feelings for women in that way. It wasn't as though the men were treated better, but what would happen to the men was, if they were well but no relations came, they would send them out. But the men will go around wandering and come back to the mental hospital. That is what is happening today. And the second thing, when I was seeing some patients, the men came and said, "See, I brought my wife. I cannot live with her. You must take her away." So I couldn't send her to the mental hospital. The husband won't take her home. What should I do? I should keep her in some home. But I had no home, I had no money, I had nothing. What should I do? A friend gave me a place, free of cost. I admit about 20-30 patients there. My friends were good enough to look after the administration. Food, accommodation, everything was provided. But they were charged a certain amount, and the husbands or whoever was the relative was paying for them. So I continued there and worked with these patients. And I had 2 social workers from the mental hospital come part-time when they were free and attend to these persons. Medicines would be bought, given to them. But at the end of it, they said, what can I do with these patients? Take their medicines, eat their food and go. I said, work is necessary. So therefore, I made the men do all the outside work, gardening, this. Made the women do all the inside work, cleaning, washing, cooking, everything. I found that was very good. And believe it or not, with no extra medicines or anything, these people recovered. So it was the treatment, the environment, everything that was responsible. And that is how we came back. So we started afterwards, aftercare home for women. Give them medicines, but they're not yet ready to go to a home. Aftercare, where they brush up the whole talents, whatever they've got. And then they went home to their husbands quite happy. So in practice also, and then I found that many women coming to the OP had problems related to women, or menstrual period, this thing, premenstrual tension, all kinds of things. I said then that most of the people attending the outpatient clinics of maternity hospitals must be having this type of a problem. They are having some pain abdomen, cannot be treated, so many other things like that. Anxiety is resulting in all somatic symptoms. So I wanted psychiatrists to be appointed in every mental hospital, maternity. I went to 3 DMEs in succession, requested them please to post, but none, I didn't succeed at all. Now I then requested the present superintendents to send a psychiatrist to the maternity hospital. Once a week a psychiatrist goes and works there. But then again there are so many difficulties with the psychiatrist who doesn't want to go. The other side they don't want, and so on and so forth. And now I've got somebody has sent a proposal. I've got a proposal of maternal depression. It is time to take on this important challenge, asking for psychiatrists in maternity hospitals. Do you know that in UK and all that, every hospital where there is maternity center, baby care, parent care, all these are undertaken so religiously, so well. And we must understand the care during pregnancy, after pregnancy, care of the baby is extremely important, because they are going to be our future citizens. Unless we look after these babies, we are lost. The children will grow up with some illness or other, if not physical, mental. So it is very good to look after pregnant women and that is not done adequately in our country. Dr. Prabha Chandra in MIMS is doing very good work in this piece. So as I said, now this particular title or whatever it is the choice
Choose to challenge.
Choose to challenge. It refers to the pandemic, how we are choosing to manage in the pandemic. I'm not talking about that at all. Even without the pandemic, how are we looking after our women patients? The women psychiatrists or must get interested, not that men shouldn't, but we must do our best for the young people and who are going with the girls who become pregnant, all those. We must take special care to see that they get special care. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to talk. And I hope from now at least maternity hospitals will think of appointing psychiatrists. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the felicitation. I've enjoyed myself and I've enjoyed listening to all those people. I'm extremely grateful to them for all that nice things they said about me. And I'm especially grateful to Dr. Ramakrishnan, not only for all that he said and did, but what he has been doing and has done and is continuing to do for all those people in Atma. I cannot but admire you. You see, we begin a thing, then we leave it to somebody else. No, you have to look after it yourself and train somebody to do as you did. That is extremely important. I'm very proud of you. I'm very, very happy somebody is doing it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, madam, for all your kind words and blessings to all, and particularly me. I will fulfill your wishes. That's my promise. And apart from me, 6 other psychiatrists are working with me, like Scarf, and they will continue the legacy. That much I can assure you, madam. And my daughter has promised to become a psychiatrist.
Very good, great.
So there is another promise I can tell you.
And must tell everybody, medicines alone are not going to help. You've got to go beyond medicines, psychosocial, because that is what they have missed during the treatment.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Madam. Now I request President of IPS, Dr. Gautam Saha, to give his talk. We are sorry that we are troubling you.
Good.
And
Krishnan, really great privilege because I am in another program of Women's Section of Indian Psychiatric Society.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not time. My apologies. I'm really grateful to ma'am. Ma'am is with us and one of the most respectable women in our country. And we're really glad that the South Zone felicitates you. And being a president, I'm really proud of South Zone. And you know that women empowerment is always our motive. And when I was the General Secretary, the then President, Dr. G. Prasad Rao, added 2 fixed seats for the direct council member for the ladies candidate. And this time also, if you see the subcommittee lists, it is almost double, or not almost, it is double, because last year it was 31. This year, 60 lady psychiatrists are in the subcommittee groups. So we need ladies participation more, and it is a very hard task. They are multitasking. Always we honor from our cultural background, as an Indian, we always honor our lady colleagues, and all over the world. As the Indian, we always proud that we always honor that. And you know, the Indian Psychiatric Society always very much active for that. Even today, the Women's Psychiatry is doing this same program. We are also felicitating here, locally at Calcutta. They are doing, and I'm really proud of the South Zone also, especially under the dynamic leadership of Dr. Krishnan Ramakrishnan, that he has done wonderful job. And and the total team, South Zone, actually. Thank you so much. I don't want to take much time, but ma'am, take my pranam, my regards. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, thank you.
Now I request Madam to give this memento as a token of love to Gautam Saha.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
He will reach you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.